is Doing New Things by Theodore Levitt. A very vibrant good morning to one and all. It gives me a immense pleasure to extend you a very warm welcome on behalf of the Srimati Kashibai Navle College of Pharmacy, Pune, who has clubbed all of us for the e-session on building an innovation product fit for market. I, Radha Chafle, IIC Coordinator, welcome Honorable Speaker Dr. Santosh M. Gejge Sir, respected Principal Dr. S. D. Sawant Sir, faculty members and all the students. Innovation refers to improving on an existing concept or idea using a stepwise process to create a commercially viable product. Innovation is stereotypically viewed to be the wheelhouse of small and startup companies since they tend to be very dynamic, but as we shall see, it is also a vital and viable aspect in big companies. To throw the light on this topic, we are privileged to have with us Dr. Santosh Gejge sir. Now, I would like to invite our IIC Activity Coordinator, Mrs. Preeti Lasure ma'am, to give the preamble. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Radha. Good morning, everyone. I, Mrs. Preeti Lasure, welcome our beloved Principal Dr. Sanjay Sawant sir, today's guest Dr. Santosh Gejge sir, and all of you for today's session. Ministry of Human Resource Development, that is MHRD, Government of India, it has established MHRD Innovation Cell, that is MIC, to systematically foster the culture of innovation amongst all the higher education institutes. The primary mandate motive of this MIC is to encourage, inspire, and nurture young students by supporting them to work with new ideas and transform them into prototypes while they are in informative years. MIC has envisioned encouraging creation of Institutes Innovation Council, that is IIC, across the selected HEIs. The network of these IICs will be established to promote innovation in the institutions through multitudinous modes leading to an innovation promotion ecosystem in the campuses. Major focuses of IICs are to create a vibrant local innovation system, to start up supporting mechanisms in HEIs, to prepare institutes for Atal ranking of institutions on innovation achievement framework, to establish function ecosystem for scouting ideas and pre-incubation of ideas, to develop better cognitive abilities for technology students. IIC of SKNCOP organizes periodic workshops, seminars, interactions with entrepreneurs, investors, professionals, and create a mentor pool for our students. It also helps in networking with peers and the National Entrepreneurship Development Organization. With the same motive, we have organized today's session titled Building an Innovation Product Fit for Market by Dr. Santosh Gejge sir. Without taking your much of time, I'm taking this session ahead. Thank you everybody. Over to you, Radha.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, I would like to invite our convener IIC SKNCOP, Dr. Vandana Nikam ma'am, to present the welcome address. Over to you, ma'am.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello? Yes,
Yes,
okay.
ma'am.
So, very good morning to one and all present here. It gives me an immense warmth and great pleasure to welcome our today's speaker, respected Mr. Santosh Gejge, Founder Director, Novecra Lab Private Limited, and I want to thank him for accepting our invitation and presiding over today's seminar, Building Innovation Product Fit for Market. The Institution Innovation Council of SNCOP have organized a series of lectures based on innovation, incubation, and startup in this quarter. to nurture, inspire, and support the young minds to explore the pathway of job creation, ideation, and startup. The today's topic of seminar, product fit for market, we generally associate with the marketing and product management. In reality, it is a shared responsibility across the company and everyone help to reach its milestone. And it is true for every walk of life. So according to entrepreneur and investor Mark Anderson, who is often credited with the developing this concept, product market fit means finding a good market with a product capable of satisfying all that market. Okay. So Anderson, in fact, believe in the division of every startup's life into two key stages. That is before product market fit and after product market fit. Just as the best way to measure the product market fit will differ for each company, there is no single path to achieve it. This is one of the important aspects for the product development and its journey. The objective of today's seminar is to gain insight and information about the product fit for the market concept with qualitative and quantitative matrices to measure the fitness and many more. I appeal all the students, especially those who have an eager to venture into this field, and please make a note of every minute details. And I ensure the seminar will be profitable and fruitful for everyone present here. So these are my words. I thank you all of you. Over to you, Radha.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, let me take this opportunity to introduce today's speaker. Dr. Santosh M. Gejge is founder director of Novetra Laboratories Private Limited. He worked as associate professor at Department of Pharmaceutics, Ashokrao Mane College of Pharmacy, Kolhapur. He has 9 years of total experience. He has 2 Indian patents filed and one is along with industry. He is recipient of Rajiv Gandhi National Fellowship for PhD degree from UGC. He also received Junior Research Fellowship for Master's degree from AICTE. He published many papers in his name. He is associate member of Royal Society of Chemistry London. He is also member of International Society for Pharmaceutical Engineering. He completed his post-graduation from ICT Mumbai. He is PG diploma holder in patents law from Nalsar, Hyderabad. He also completed his PG diploma in chemical technology management from ICT Mumbai. He completed his PhD from ICT Mumbai. He also received research grant of 32 lakhs during his PhD. Now, I request today's guest to take the charge. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Radha, for the brief introduction of me. And thank you, Priti Madam, for invitation for this another session on product building. I also thank Principal Sawan sir for giving me opportunity for sharing my knowledge. I'm not saying I'm in a vast experience and having a 25 experience, but whatever that I've learned from my the graduation days to till date, I'm happy that I am getting a platform to share my experiences over here, and that experiences is only the path to the upcoming scientist. I'll say scientist because you are in the PFB farms right now, so you have a very long journey to be finished in upcoming days. But at this today's date, it's very right time to nurture you to follow the journey of entrepreneurship particularly. Because I basically came from a native place where we are at a village itself, where a population of around 30,000. But when I choose my journey to enter into a pharmacy profession, because it was an accidental journey basically, because at the 12th in the year 2004, I was decided to take my career inside the engineering field, but I missed my the CET examinations, and then I decided to enter inside the pharmacy profession. When you start the path, you don't have any option to return back, right? So basically, pharma is like an it's a midway journey. Those who fail to go to engineering, those who fail to go to an BMS or medical admission, mostly they came towards the pharma profession, right? But today I'm seeing most of the people choosing pharma career as their and decided career. Most of the people right now, which I'm meeting nowadays, they are taking seriously pharmacy as a profession, right? But today, if you can see the various paths, the careers that the pharma persons are taking, instead of just only starting the retail pharmacy shop or an wholesale medical shop or working as a medical representative or taking a government pharmacist job in the central government or state government. So I'll see it's an horizon of opportunities you are having while you working as a pharmacist, basically. You know engineering, you know medical sciences, but you are master inside the formulations and itself the pharmacy. So you can choose an n numbers of careers when you choose as entrepreneurship journey. I have also an option to take up the job in industry and to start my career as a manager in one of the reputed company with having a good salary. But I see my potential itself because it's your guides, it's your teachers who will tell you that you should choose a right career that can fit to you only. So I'll share some of my experiences that I've learned from last 8 years while I was working in my parent institute, ICT Mumbai, and some of the experiences after starting my company, that is Novitra Laboratories Private Limited. So we have just finished 5 years right now, and I'll say we are stabilized right now because as we go ahead, it's a journey of a minimum 3 years to get stabilized inside the market. Okay, so without wasting the time, I'll start my presentation with the today's topic, that is how you can build up the good products that can fit to the particular markets, right? So just a second. Okay. So basically this presentation is divided into two parts. Basically, first part, we need to understand the product market fit. Okay, what is meant by product and how you can fit this product inside the particular market. And second part, that is the how you can choose a right product for healthcare sector particularly. First, as a pharma graduates, we need to understand, because we are a sub branch of chemical sector, right? So we need to understand the chemical sector first itself. This chemical industry is basically backbone of India's industrial and agriculture development, right? So with the achieving the industry's ambitious growth, which basically depends and require combination of various policy interventions from the government itself, company level initiatives. We also require an industry academic partnerships. We require a wise investment, and after developing all the products, we require a greater international access to sell the product into the market particularly. If you can say this particularly sales figures of different sectors, you can clearly see if you can combine the bulk chemicals and pharmaceuticals, which is almost more than 56% of the revenue that they can generate inside the market. And if you see the contribution of our particularly pharmaceutical industry itself, right, in the world's market, chemical producer market particularly, 2.1% of the GDP and almost 16% of total manufacturing sector, the chemical industry is contributing. And in India itself, we have more than 80,000 commercial products that is under the chemical sector particularly. And if you can see the sales value, we are the sixth largest producer in the world, having the market capitalization almost $93 billion in 2015. Now this figure has moved towards 120, and we are contributing almost 2.2% share in the global market particularly. In India itself, the recent survey by the Department of Chemicals and Pharmaceuticals by Mr. Secretary Rajiv Kapoor, The current chemical sector is growing at an almost 8 to 10% annually. And by the year of 2025, after the fourth year, we can cross almost $300 billion US market, right? And if you can combine the total market of chemical sector and pharma itself, which is almost more than 12 lakh crore itself. Okay, you can see the how much growth is currently created by the chemical and pharmaceutical industry. So from this particularly, you can get an idea that chemical industry is playing a key role in economic growth itself, starting from your cell phone to solar panels itself, or it may be the producing the carbon free energy, right? LED lights for efficient lighting. So these all are made by the chemical industry product itself, right? So this particularly chemical industry and the knowledge and capacity intensive, which is the building blocks for other downstream industries. It may be textile, it may be papers, paint, soap industry, detergent, pharmaceuticals, and many others. So if we can see this categorization of chemical sector, this chemical sector is particularly divided into 7 major parts like bulk chemicals, petrochemicals, agrochemicals, specialty chemicals, colorants, and pharmaceuticals, right? Biotechnology. In pharmaceuticals, we divide into 2 parts, right? One is the API industry and the other one is the formulation industry. But this API industry is basically follow either in bulk industry for the large volume molecules, and in case of the high cost but low volume, that belongs to specialty chemicals particularly. So inside this pharmaceutical, the major concept, that is the product design and its R&D, that is called as. So it's basically it's a cycle of continuous improvement over the time, right? That includes 5 stages particularly. The first stage, that is you should have a good product generation, idea generation we call it. Second is the product selection particularly, correct? From the idea, you select the right product for particular market, right? Now, if you have selected the product, now the next stage is the product development. When you develop the product at an R&D level, it's very, very important to protect your idea, and it is trademark particularly, right? And finally, after protecting the particularly idea, we call it either a patent or it's a trademark or a copyright for the particular product. Now the last stage is to launch inside the market, right? So it may be an industrial design, in the product engineering, testing, market research. So you require all these skills for the better product innovations, which is a commercially successful particularly. And to this, doing all these activities, you require investment particularly, and that is made with the aim extending the market life of the particular product, right? So this product development is a very broad field which you endeavor dealing with design, creation, and marketing of the new products, right? So you require a good core team particularly, right? Someone who is having good at product design, someone who is at a good process development, a basically chemical engineer, right? And you require a good marketing guy to launch the product inside the market, right? And this all these 3 teams that has to be controlled by steering committee, which is called as management body, right? Correct. So how you can do a good product development? First, you can either acquire the particular product from the another company, correct? Or you can acquire these patents, or you can take a license from the particular company, right? Or a second stage, that is you can do a new product development. Starts from the original idea, its original product. You can do lots of R&D. Then after launching the product, you can also do improvisations, right? Improvisations, modifications, new brands particularly from the firm's own research and development. I'll give one example of acquisition. So if you are seeing the television, the GSK is aggressively pushing their brand, Sensodyne. Have you seen this advertisement of Sensodyne? So when you see this advertisement, originally it is the brand of one of the UK-based company. So when this company has formulated the toothpaste, which is particularly for the sensitive tooth, So they are not getting the sufficient amount of volume, right? So, but GSK having a good team of hiring or acquisition of the particular the right patents and product from the parent companies, they found particularly Sensodyne brand itself having good amount of volume that can be created if we can sell out in the worldwide market. So I'll tell you the branding of this particular product. If you can see the Marathi television channels, you can see there's a one guy who's sitting at an UK who's having a Marathi surname who will tell you that, oh, me Sensodyne recommend karto, right? But if you can see some of the Hindi televisions, there's a North Indian guy who's sitting in US or UK itself who speak frequent, fluent the North Indian style Hindi. He can tell you the particularly recommendation of this Sensodyne brand. That is called as good marketing with respect to geographical marketing, we call it as, right? So in the new product development, when I was working in Ajanta Pharmaceuticals itself, so the strategy of the company, they are the third largest ophthalmic manufacturer in India itself. So while I was working in my ophthalmics and parental department, the strategy of Ajanta Pharmaceuticals is to develop the product on the first of its kind in the Indian market itself. So basically what they are doing, they're not developing a new APIs for ophthalmic use, but they are developing just a generic versions of the existing brands. So it may be the Bausch and Lomb, it may be the Alcan company, correct? Allergan company. So they are the two US company. One Bosch is the German company, particularly. They are the leaders, particularly. I say leaders in ophthalmics. So this Ajanta Pharmaceuticals is particularly just keeping watch on the new launches by these three companies. When the patent it gets expired, they launch in Indian market. So by launching at a first time, they can capture the large amount of market that is available in Indian domain itself. They know there are some difficulties. They have some issues in the product itself, but they launch this product and first itself, and after over the period of the time, they just improvise modifications, and the next time they launch as an improved version, a modified formula itself. So if you can see the recent branding of Crocin itself, you can clearly see the advertisement of this Crocin itself. Now they are saying improved formula. On the back side, you can see the nano precipitation technology. Okay, while taking the 650 mg of paracetamol, out of the 650 mg, you can clearly see it, almost 30% of the drug is getting degraded due to the poor dissolution inside the stomach itself. So that's why the company has taken a step ahead to improve the formulation itself, right? The Crocin is very common brand you can see at your home only. So it's basically learning from the adjacent areas where already a chemical technology problem and the solution is already exist over there. So the core issue in product design is the development basically, right? In an optimal way, right? And most importantly, the product desired by the customer itself, right? So this is the definition of Kessler and Mogridge. So the product design is basically procedure by which customer needs are translated into commercial products, right? So why I was given the introduction to you, initial stage, the chemical sector itself, because as a pharma graduate, I'll tell you some of the newer areas of entrepreneurship where you can go itself, because we are not just only focusing on the pharmaceutical end products. I'll say the formulations, right? Because there are so many areas where our pharma graduates can start their own enterprises. One is the industrial customers. You can either start an B2B business, particularly business to business suppliers, and there's another set needs of the customers or consumers. They're the end users who are taking the particularly, just a second, the end formulations, right? This is our brand of the one of the company. It's an end user product, right? So But for the raw materials of this product, you can also make up by putting up your factory itself, right? So basically product design brings new product process development because they belong together, right? So there's a need of the various companies, right? So this brand which belongs to particular product, right? This is my brand of my company. It is called as Lycovitra. So this brand belongs to one of the multivitamin multimineral syrup, which is a lycopene based product, right? So this brand belongs to one product, but before making this brand, this particularly product is designed by the four particularly parts, right? You require a process technology, correct, for handling its application, dosage, removal, storage, transport, and packaging, correct. Second, you require to understand the chemistry, right? As a pharmaceutics person particularly, you need to understand its various additives, their formulations particularly, because we are much more interested for giving the performance itself, correct? Because until and unless we give the right performance to this drug formulation, it cannot show its actual results inside our body itself, right? So you need to have a good product engineering, correct? You can either do by modification of either the drug itself or having a right formulation particularly. In case of the process technology, you can change some of the aesthetic parameters, right? Color, form, odor. Then you can also change the some of the haptic parameters or the packaging itself, right? So based on the three domains like process technology, chemistry, and formulation, you can do lots of activities inside the particularly product or inside the particularly the entrepreneurship journey. I'll give you one of the examples of the product that I was in my company Sherry Laboratories Private Limited. So all of you know the sunscreens, right? That we use in summers, right? So I want to ask the girls and the did you know there are two types of sunscreens currently available in the market, right? Correct. Have you anytime seen the contents of this sunscreen formulations? Yes. Girls, I'm asking you one simple question. You are staying in Pune itself, right? Are you using the sunscreens like this kinds of product?
Titanium dioxide.
Yeah, TiO2.
Yes, sir.
Correct. What is the
Zinc
other?
oxide.
What is the other one?
Zinc oxide.
Zinc oxide and titanium dioxide.
Correct. Okay, so these are basically physical sunscreens. Am I right? So there is another class of the particular sunscreens, which is basically chemical sunscreens, which consist of either the OMC, octyl methyl cinaminate, or octicrylate particularly. So basically this chemical sunscreen in India itself, you don't have the regulations to buy the particularly product from the retail pharmacy, or you can also take it from the nearest retail shop. Okay, but when you go in US or in Europe itself, this chemical sunscreens, for the purchase you require prescription, because when you see the scientific data of this particular two chemical agents, that is they are blocking the UV rays, right? So basically they are carcinogenic. In US, you require a prescription of dermatologist to purchase the particular sunscreens. But in India, we are not taking care of the particularly products, correct? So we found the two ingredients, right? It's already there from last so many years, zinc oxide and TiO2. But basically the problem of these two ingredients in their particularly appearances particularly. So In the last session itself, I've given an example. When you see the test match, correct? You can see the players who was putting this some particular sunscreen like an ghost, right? So if I give you this product, suppose this is my product, Selfie Skin, right? It's an one of the millennial skin formula with blue light protection and for the digital protection particularly. One of the brand which we have developed for one company, Cosmosep Healthcare particularly. Suppose I'm giving this a sunscreen. After applying this product, you will see white patches on your skin. Are you able to go outside from your home by using this product? No, because you require a good appearance of this product, right? Simply the zinc oxide and TiO2 having the issue due to their micron size particle size. So simply there are 3 companies in the world who are developing nano size zinc oxide. So these companies who are developing the 50% dispersion of zinc oxide, 70% dispersion of zinc oxide along with TiO2. So when you use this particularly product on your skin itself, you can see a simplest, a transparent film particularly, but you will get 8 hours water repellency, and also rather than just UVA, UVB protection, you can also get protection from the infrared rays, right? And also you can also have the benefit of anti-pollution protection particularly. So this particularly conversion of microform of the zinc oxide to nano, it's very big industry. Today, India requires more than 200 metric ton of this nano size dispersion. And most of it is currently imported either from Japan or from the Australia itself. But there are 2 companies who started working on this particularly nano size zinc oxide dispersion. One is the Tata Chemicals in Pune itself. They're having R&D in Pune. And the second company, Nuchem Chemicals, who is a Thane-based company, who is our teacher from the polymer engineering department, Professor Mahash sir, he started working on this particular product. But as compared to the global products, one is from the Antaria and the other one is Daiichi from Japan itself. They are not matching with the global standards, right? Because the dispersion that you make in some of the solvents, which is having issue of stability itself. When you use this product inside a formulation, because we tried almost 7 to 8 batches from the Tata Chemicals and Nuchem Chemicals, but we failed to match with the global standard. After putting the product development, within the 3 months itself, it started discoloring particularly. So we communicated our results with Tata Chemicals and this Nuchem. They are trying to stabilize the formulation itself. But it's only one industry that requires zinc oxide. That is the cosmetic and personal care industry. I'll tell you another example of this nano size zinc dispersion is the agrochemical industry. So those who are in Konkan region or in the Sangola, Atpadi and Solapur district, Solapur region itself, the pomegranates and the mangoes, right? One particularly an bacterial disease, we in common language we call it Telia, particularly. So it gives an oily spots on the product itself. So this zinc oxide dispersion along with copper sulfate itself is very, very dangerous combination for killing some of the bacterial species. So this Nuchem company had shifted their focus to selling this zinc oxide based dispersion, 30% and 40% dispersion to an farmers who require the right solution for fighting with this Thalia particularly, right? So you can take up one of the industry need that is currently facing either by an agrochemical industry or by the pharmaceutical industry, right? So there's a 2 other, I'll give you one examples since this particularly slide has come towards me and I'll give. Did you know the one of the basic idea, right? Those who are in final year B farms, they know this BCS classification, right? BCS class 1, class 2, class 3, class 4. So BCS, almost 90% of the drug molecules, they belong to BCS class 2, right? They're having the poor water solubility, but having the good lipid solubility. So the most important part, if I can improve my water solubility, that can automatically get dissolved inside the 0.1 molar hydrochloric acid, right? Our intestinal fluid. So that automatically that can cross the blood-brain barrier and that will come inside our blood. So in industry, when you go, they will ask you, did you have the right solution to improve my solubility? So the first option they give you, can I get a micronized API, right? Because if you can just crush down this micron size API into a smaller solid particle size, simply I can do increase in surface area. As surface area is get increased, automatically you will get the good solubility. So I'll give you two companies who is currently in Vasai itself. So this particularly companies, they are just selling the micronized API. They have the two machineries, simple machineries, you can tell. One is jet mill and second is the ball mill. In case of the liquid product, they can give you the dispersion by using ball milling. And in case of the solid powder, they will give the micronized, particularly drug, by using the jet mill. And these two companies have started the entrepreneurship journey and almost 8 years back. Now they have the widest capacity, starting from simple and 100 grams of your API to a 5-ton capacity in a day itself. So the most of the pharmaceutical companies who are near to Mumbai itself, because in case of the ophthalmic products, since if you can see the monograph of ophthalmic products from our IP itself, correct, the particle size in case of the ophthalmic suspensions, there's a limit, right? The D90 should be less than 10 micron because it can create the itching when you apply the particular suspension or suspended product, I'll say ointment particularly, to your eyes, right? So they took up this idea, simply giving a micronized, you give us a micronized API to us, we'll do micronization. So these two companies from last 8 years, because I visited their plants when I was in Ajanta, now they are the leaders in micronization technology, right? So successful product is ensured by the chemistry and chemical engineering itself. And you need to also involve the marketing team from the start itself to know the market and which is linked with the customers, right? So this, you can also do lots of activities with the material property itself, right? So we know we can also do micronized powder, right? We can do agglomerates, we can do granules, right? We can also develop some of the beads because this API industry and excipient industry itself, which is the big market, right? So I'll give you to another example, right? Second, okay. I'll give you another slides. The one company called Granules India itself. Okay, so before developing the particular products as a formulator, we need to ask some of the questions to us. Do the customers really need this product? In what shape do they want this product? Do the customers gain their objectives in the form of an additional benefit that we are giving? And do the customers like my product? Will the customers accept the value for the money? And how have the customers' experiences been manufacturers and along with the brands particularly? And after asking all these questions, the last question is, because why we have developed the product? For selling itself, right? To generating the revenue. So will the customers buy my product? So basically, and from the application, correct, product alternatives, and that product alternatives we convert inside the pilot plant to develop the process for the particular product. So you can do lots of optimization between the product alternatives and its application in your laboratory itself, right? And based on the pilot plant and the application, you can do examination from the products that is you are having in hand, that is made in the pilot plant, and the product that is made in your laboratory. So you can compare both the products. If you're satisfied with both the products, you can go towards the manufacturing end, right? One example I'll tell you. In the initial days, this sodium perborate, it is getting in powder form, right? So basically nowadays, the companies require sodium perborate in granulated form. So in this granulation technology, simple making inside the beads form, let's change the sodium perborate powder that is used in bleaching purposes, that is also used in some of the washing powders, right? So there are two parts you can fulfill. One is requirement of industrial buyers, second the requirement of consumers, right? So it may be the raw material suppliers, correct, that is giving raw materials to pharma industry who is making the finished products, right? Finally, to making the consumer goods, we can call it as durable goods particularly, right? There are two methods of evaluation, new product development particularly, correct? For the industrial customers, so the industry is the customer basically, correct? The industry requires the product. When I develop the product, I'll send for testing for the manufacturer, correct? I'll take the performance report from them, and based on the performance report, if I require some of the modifications, I'll make some of the modifications, right? And after modification, I'll send this product to the company once again. If testing report is okay, this company send to the purchase department for confirming the order, price, and delivery time particular. And finally, I'll ask them for the future requirements because they'll make a contract. Just 2 days back, I got a contract from Nilons particularly. So did you know this Nilon? Because they are one of the good company in achars and some of the food products. That's a Jalgaon based company. Since it's an entrepreneurial journey, because I closely work with my circle who's having with food technologist, some of the product, I developed one of the product for the this achar industry. Now, we have sent this product to Nilons, which is a Jalgaon based company. Now they have approved our samples. We got an initial purchase order for 2 of our simple raw materials. Simply you can say calcium chloride and magnesium chloride. We have just modified the physical form and sent to this company. Secondly, you can also do the NPD with the consumers itself. So you can take the consumer needs. Okay, you can consult with selected peoples. I'll tell you the story of this product. So can you see this product? Selfie skin. Okay, so this product, while we are at an Sherry Laboratories particularly, and we were talking to some of our customers and some of the end users. So it was found that most of the people, out of our 24 hours, 8 hours we are in front of the laptops, in front of our mobile phones. So this particularly laptops and mobile phones, they generate some of the damaging rays particularly. So now the term is coming inside the market. It's called a digital pollution particularly. So we want something, a good product that can fight against the digital pollution, right? You can see this image because almost an 8 to 10 hours we are in front of the mobile and laptops. So we developed a particular formulation by taking 2 of the ingredients. This is one ingredient particularly from the particular Japanese company. So that's a marine based product, and the original company has done some of the clinical studies of this particular product, fighting against some of the digital lights. And we just brought the ingredient from the Japanese company and developed the particular product, which is having the base of zinc oxide dispersion, which is nanoform. And last year itself, we launched this product for the company Cosmos of Healthcare. It's a Mumbai-based company. So now they are selling this product, particularly the metro cities itself, because the cost of this product is almost 900 rupees for 60 gram, because it's not meant for the mass market. It is meant for the cream market itself. So you need to find out the right market for selling the product, right? So we discussed with 12-15 people for product evaluation that we call a focus group. So we've done some of the evaluation. We also discussed the branding and we have taken the feedback. And we asked, would you like to buy our product and at which price particularly? So out of the 12, less than 7 people if agrees, I'll say product idea is not working. And if more than 8 people are agreeing, the next step is followed. That means they're agreeing with our product idea. So basically 2 tests. It's called as concept test, right? So it's a monadic. That means without the reference product, because for this particular developing product, we don't have any reference product. So we just send this product to almost 200 people who is a blend of 100 male and 100 female. They are in the test. The product is only viewed but not tried, because whatever the claims that we are providing on the product leaflets on the correct. So they have to just see the buying intention, uniqueness, personal relevance, and creativity in school grades, right? From 1 to 5. 1, that is no acceptance, and 5, acceptable product. So positive result basically that can use the concept to use test, that is the product uses. If the product convinces skeptical customers of the benefit, CTU is, we can say, successful. Then we can give the home test, home use test particularly. In the another consumers, the 200 peoples, male and females, represent the home use test particularly. I'll give you the 2 products. One is the new development, other one is the competitor's product. And the participants are asked to file questionnaire, the strength weaknesses of the test product, right? So basically, based on these results, I can do some of the permutation combinations, right? So you can do multiple permutation combination with specification of the product, right? So you can play with particle size, their flow, right? Also, you can also work with your crystallinity, correct? You can also play with aesthetics, its size, color, whiteness, odor, freshness, right? With case of the particularly end formulations, we can also work with the dissolution rate, its specific surface, melting point, right? Density, its specific application technology, right? So why there's a need for the new product development? Basically, if there's a gap in the market, new consumer pressures, or the drop in the consumer loyalty, or loss in the market, particularly share, or a new idea, technology, and emerging consumer demands, and to finally to maintain the standard and the sustainability, right? These are the 4 horizons of the product designs, research and development, right? First is product idea generation, product selection, third product development, and finally launch inside the market. So now it's basically because when you launch this product in the initial days, right, you cannot get the break-even point, correct? So basically that means whatever the investment you have invested to get the market share, it will take some of the time and also the scale, correct? But when you get the particularly peak from the market, you can also launch some of the product extensions, right? So if you can go into the Ayurvedic medical shop, if you get time, you can see the product extensions launched by the Himalaya company. You will say 15 types of soaps, herbal soaps, 5 types of Ayurvedic toothpastes, right? And in case of the baby soaps, you can see 10 types of product extension. initial days it will take time to capture the brand inside the market. When the brand is generated, you can do lots of extension itself. So we all know these product innovations, right? So we can see the journey of the mobile phone from the initial days 15 years back. We are using the touchpad mobile phones, right? Nowadays everyone is using the smartphones, touch, right? Keypad. Initially we are using keypad. Now we are using the touchpad, right? But now we have moved from LCD to LED, right? In case of also television sets, right? Initially CRT based televisions, now it moved to LCD. Now we have the latest version, that is curved ultra high definition televisions, right? By the way, did you know at which year this LCD and LED has been there in the market? Anyone? Smartphones. I'll say the invention of smartphone. Could you just tell me the year? Any idea? Students.
2008, sir.
Okay. Anyone else? So this smartphones, okay, touchpad based technology was invented in the year 1972. And Steve Jobs, the ex-CEO of Apple, he knows that someone from US has filed the patent for the smartphones. But it was not the right time to launch the product inside the market. So he waited for almost 30 years to launch this product in the year 1996 with this first product, iPad and iPhone. Okay. So yes, so I want to discuss one company basically. It's called as Granules India. Particularly. If you get time, please visit the website of Granules India. I'll give you one biggest successful entrepreneurship by just playing the physicochemical properties of your drug. Correct? So all of us know this conventional batch process while making the tablets, right? So there are many examples of APIs who's having the bulk volumes. So I'll give you two examples. One, metformin. The second is the ibuprofen. Metformin is the gold standard in the prescription of diabetes mellitus, right? Without the metformin, the prescription is not completed. And also, this ibuprofen is an OTC molecule which is having volume of almost 10,000 metric tons worldwide requirement. But these two molecules having issue of poor compressibility. While making the tablets, it creates lots of issue due to their poor compressibility. Correct? This company simply started this poor compressible API into the granules. So we know there are multiple operations. We call it unit operations. While we are studying in our first year, second year pharmaceutics practicals, we studied the unit operation, right? You require an weighing, sieving, mixing, then granulation, then drying, then compression and coating, right? 7 to 8 operations. This company has just simply converted the polycompressible API into an directly compressible granules. So simply they are giving a 95% loaded metformin, 98% loaded metformin. What you have to do? You have to just put this granule, which is in the bag, into the hopper itself and just compress them. And if required, you can also do the coating, film coat or particularly sugar coating if required. So this company today, it's an almost 2,500 CR company and having the market value more than 10,000 CR particularly. Just solving one problem, that is the poor compression. And if you can see the financial statements of this company, you can see they are just working only on 9 APIs, only 9 APIs. So there are multiple opportunities you are having. So I had a chance to work with this company particularly. So all this process, I'll see one example, that is you can play with the particularly physical properties. This company, when started converting the poorly compressed API into a directly compressible granules, they are using a batch process. Means simply a fluid bed granulator, but it's a batch process. We have to wait for 8 to 9 hours to complete, to get that right density. I call it bulk density. So there's another process called as hot melt extrusion particularly. When you put the raw materials on one end of the hopper, and another is in the next port, when you add some of the granulating agent, and at the end of this particularly machine, you simply get granulated API. So it's a continuous manufacturing process. So this company has back integrated for manufacturing API also. Now this company, when they are using the batch processor, fluid bed processor, they were almost capturing 30% of the global share. So in the year 2017, while along with the ACG technologies, particularly we have worked, it's a sugar based company. So this company has given this technology to Granules India, that is melt extruded granules of ibuprofen, for which we got an Indian patent particularly. So the company in the next 2 years, it is going to capture almost 50% share from the global market. So if you can say simply change in the process itself, you can do lots of activities, right? So as I said in the initial example of the zinc oxide, you can do the particularly modifications with the product itself. You can do water soluble granules, powder for recomposition for pesticide industries. So there are some of the new product innovations here is the pH modified pesticides, nano zinc oxide pesticides, nutrients. And if you can see some of the newspapers from the last 1 month, the RCF company, Rustic Chemical Fertilizers, they have come up with the nano urea, right? So the amount of urea required for the plants has been drastically come down to almost 60%. So you can save lots of amount of urea just simply forming a nanoform. Right, we know all these pharmaceuticals, right? We can do lots of product development to drug candidates, right? But since we are working with humans, you need to do lots of clinical trials, right? But you can also do some of the specialty chemicals, like we have recently anti-germ paints, right? In personal care itself, you can do lots of activities. So this vitamin C, one of the great example that we have work to develop the stabilized vitamin C formulation. We have made an anhydrous gel. So anhydrous in a waterless system particularly. This product is based on some of the ingredients that is called as silicon ingredients. So we know the silicon tubing, right? An opaque silicon tubing. But this material itself, silicon dioxide, has nowadays coming in different forms. You'll have a liquid form, you have powder, you have semi-solid jelly materials for development of some of the topical products. So we have simply used some of the silicon-based ingredients for developing 20% anhydrous gel. And also some of the products which I've developed for the one of the company called as Glenmark, right? La Shield. Now they are presently doing active marketing of this product, La Shield sunscreen. You can see the commercial advertisement. It's basically physical sunscreen based on zinc oxide TiO2. So these are some of the brands that I have developed and given for the other companies. So it's Snow White, basically a combination of vitamin C along with ferulic acid, hyaluronic acid. Why you need to do some of the good literature review? Because when you know the all the data available with you, you can simply do some of the greatest formulation you are having. So while we were reading some of the data, background data, we found one Chinese university who was extensively working on this vitamin C topical products. And we found that one of the clinical study, they have added ferulic acid. It's a simply plant-based antioxidant. So when we add ferulic acid to vitamin C itself, the potency of vitamin C has doubled, right? So we have added based on scientific data particularly. And along with this, we have also added hyaluronic acid, particularly an anti-aging molecule. So this product, my parent company, Sherry Laboratories, has put up in one of the exhibitions in London itself, and we were recognized the top 25 interest in personal case category, particularly. This combination, triple combination of anhydrous gel, particularly. Now, one of the companies, KLM Laboratories, it's one of the topmost company in the topical products. I'll tell you the story, how you have your eyes and ears open to listen problems of industry. This Cogitin, particularly, this particular product is for the skin whitening. So this kojic acid dipalmitate is blocking one of the enzyme that is responsible for making the melatonin, melanin. So this particularly product, while we were in a manufacturing site, we were discussing with the plant head that he's having issue of this particularly cream. So he told us that one ingredient he don't know that is precipitating from the particularly cream. So we asked to share the MFR, master formula record, of this particularly cream, and simple thing that the parent company, that is the KLM, has just made a mistake. So this kojic acid dipalmitate, it's a simple and oil soluble material, right? The good solubility in oil itself. So they are dissolving in aqueous phase. So we asked them simply, it's a mistake from your chemist who has made the formulation that he has mistakenly adding kojic dipalmitate inside the aqueous phase. So when you make the oil phase and water phase, when you combine itself, it started precipitating out. So we have put up this particular recommendation to the company. So they accepted us, our recommendation, and they also asked us, can you make a reformulation of this particular product? So we made a reformulation, but instead of the traditional emulsion, we made an emulgel, right? So because at that time in the 2017, there are two products, emulgel products currently in the market. One is Olini emulgel. There's another diclofenac emulgel particularly currently inside the market. So there was no problem getting the license from the FDA because we have shown some of the two products that are already in the market. When you show the some of the products that is presently available in the market, because we are changing the existing dosage form from the cream, we are moving towards the emulsion. So FDA has accepted our particularly points and they have given the license to manufacture this emulsion. So we are the first company to launch this kojic dipalmitate in emulgel formulation. And if you see the some of the recent advertisement by the forget, because we were the first one in 2016 to launch this micellar cleanser for the Sun Pharmaceuticals. And the product that I discussed with you is the Zore anti-pollution sunscreen, which is the base product for Oaknet Healthcare. It's a Bangalore-based company. And this particularly formula we have also sold to Glenmark under the brand name La Shield. So these are the two patents which I got grant for the second. Also, I got grant from the Indian Patent Office, right? So I'll skip this particular point and we'll directly move towards the second point of our presentation. So why you need to do some of the good projects in healthcare sector? Basically today healthcare sector requires more value, better outcomes for the less amount of the money itself, right? So industry requires some good innovations particularly. So health plan or health insurance companies, lab science companies, and the governments are facing rising costs and inconsistent outcomes particularly. So they are working to improve care and health outcomes while reducing the cost and amount of spending itself, right? So what is meant by more for less? So basically innovations in healthcare sector can enable breakthrough performances. So I called it any combination of activities, technologies that break the existing performance of business in an attainment of outcome in a manner that expands the realm of the possible, right? So we require more value, better outcomes, greater convenience, access, simplicity, but for less cost itself, right? Less complexity and less time required by the patient and the providers in ways that expands what is currently possible. So these are the 10 areas where you can do lots of great innovations. So the one is the next generation sequencing. So sequencing, we know the application of genetic sequencing to identify the risk population or target therapies to patients who are likely to respond particularly. The second, that is the 3D printed devices, right? It's basically lower cost, highly customized medical technology products that can be tailored to suit the physiological needs of the individual patients. By the way, if you know that this COEP Pune, College of Engineering Pune has recently, just last year, they have started a PG diploma in 3D printing itself. I frequently read the newspapers and I found that last year they started this PG diploma. Our pharma graduates can also take admission for this PG diploma. It's very emerging area in medical device industry because they are facing lots of issues with this particularly employees because there's no skilled employees in 3D printing. Okay, the third area you can also work in is immunotherapy. So the treatments with potential to significantly extend survival for cancer patients without the negative side effects and related healthcare costs for the traditional chemotherapy. The next, that is AI, that called artificial intelligence. It's basically an ability to computers to think like and complete the task performed by humans with a greater speed, accuracy, and lower resource utilization, basically. Third, the point of care diagnostics. Covishelp, right? Akshay Kumar is extensively doing the advertisement of Covishelp, MyLab, Pune-based company, so which allows for convenient, timely testing at the point of care. It may be your doctor's office, ambulance, home, or the hospital, which results in faster, more cohesive patient care particularly. The sixth, that is the virtual reality, right? It's a simulated environments basically that could accelerate behavioral change in patients in a way that is safer, more convenient, and more accessible, right? So virtual reality, you can take example of the online pharmacy or online OPD clinics now provided by the various companies. It might be your 1mg, it might be your NetMeds, or from the previous days, this Practo app. You can also download Practo app. You can get an online OPD by the virtual mode itself. The seventh, that the next youths are extensively using the social media, right? You can leverage social media to improve the patient experiences. You can tapping the data from the social media. So it might be your Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, Twitter, YouTube, right? To give the healthcare organizations the ability to track consumer experience and population health trends in real time itself. 8. Biosensors and trackers. So it's a technology-enabled activity trackers, monitors, and sensors incorporated into clothing, accessories, devices that allow consumers and clinicians to easily monitor their health. So during this COVID time, We all are aware of this, right? Temperature guns, right? Pulse oximeters, right? So the digital watches that we are using from either point MI, Oppo, or some of the other brands, now they are coming with the inbuilt oxygen sensors itself, right? Now the next thing is convenient cares. We call as retail clinics and urgent care centers that provide more convenient and lower cost care to the patients for a number of health issues. That is the franchisee based clinics particular, right? You can take an example of Apollo hospitals, right? Vocard hospitals. Last with telehealth, more convenient way of the form of the virtual medical shops or virtual OPDs for the way of a consumer to access increased self-care while potentially reducing office visits, travel time. They may also prevent complications and emergency room visits. So I'll share some of the examples what you can do best product fits to the market. So the first area that we have understood, that is the next generation sequencing. I'll show you how you can do a great product by just understanding the particularly area of vitamin B12 deficiency in the Indian population. So we know this vitamin B12, which is a largely a non-vegetarian source vitamins, right? Just a second. So almost 47% of Indian population is deficient of this vitamin B12. An adult human require almost 2.4 microgram per day for the daily nutrition. And when we found the data, almost 12% of Indian population is lacking one particularly intrinsic factor, a glycoprotein, which is responsible for absorption of vitamin B12, is missing in 12% of Indian population. So to your nearby, you can find some of the patients or some of your relatives, right? So whatever supplements you give to them, their hemoglobin level is just constant, right? You provide Vicopol injection, you provide multivitamin syrups, you provide fresh fruits to them, but their level of hemoglobin is always constant. It's neither going to decrease, it's neither going to increase. So you can simply get an idea that they are missing this particular glycoprotein intrinsic factor because it's a particularly tractor to take up this vitamin B12 inside your blood. So there are some of the products currently available for fulfill the requirement of vitamin B12. Right? We have Neurobion Forte, Neurobion injection. You can some of the products under the first side nutraceutical category. Right? You can clearly see almost 5,000 microgram of vitamin B12, out of which we require only 2.4 microgram. So almost more than 99% is get excreted from our body. So this company is Merck Limited, but Merck Consumer Division. So they are having office in Singapore and were in Germany itself. So this brand Neurobion belongs to Merck. So they came to our department, to our professor. So they are interested to develop the improved formulation of vitamin B12. So it took us almost 6 months to get all this information about this vitamin B12. So the data that I was presented in the previous slide was only after getting all the information, the summary of the 6 years. So we just simply developed mouth dissolving tablet vitamin B12, which can bypass the hepatic metabolism. And to improve the permeation, we have added simple and permission answer called a lecithin particularly, which improves permeation, that is faster absorption to the suboral mucosa. So this particularly product is approved by both the offices Singapore and one of the German office. Now this product is in phase 3 clinical trial in one of the site at Bangalore. So 15 days back, I was reading this one article in the newspaper itself. It's out there on the Saka newspaper, right? So a fortified tea with vitamin B12 and folic acid. So one of the Dr. Vora, who is from our Sangli city, is the one of the team member for doing this particular clinical trial. So this particularly study has been published in British Medical Journal. Okay, why this study is very important? Because in India itself, because the summary of this research paper, it was mentioned that 60% girls are deficient of folic acid, 80% girls are deficient of vitamin B12. So every year, 1.15 lakh newborn babies come in this world with less developed brain or having issues with CNS in particular. So in newborn babies having issues such as excess strain of spinal fluid, NICOMP, or having small hole spinal cord, due to this abnormality during the birth itself, that leads to a lifelong, particularly disability, we call it as physical disable, right? It's very painful life. So the excess, and to resolve this physical disability, the parents do excess spending on medical expenses, and this also hamper the life of the normal siblings. So the doctors, they have simply done a study by fortification of this with folic acid and vitamin B12 in the tea itself. And why they have chosen the tea? Because it is a tea which is widely used drink in Indian families, right? Maybe the rich, maybe the poor, but all of us, we take tea, right? So I was just searching the market, and we found not a single product in the market. So if you can develop a good product, you have a great success for this particular product, because the data is already just published in 15 days back. Based on this clinical data, scientific data, you can launch a good product fortification with these two vitamins. So point of care diagnostics, right? So we all know the Covishield, right? In the initial days when the corona has started to enter in our life, so it took 3 to 5 days to get detected by an RT-PCR test, right? Now the companies, MyLab, was the first company in the market to develop the antigen test, which is an Indian origin. Now they have created the next version of this rapid antigen test. You can do this antigen testing at your home only, right? They call it as Covishield, right? So okay, you can do lots of point of care diagnostics after getting good experience from these companies. So one of the particularly product that we have developed for BV, that is called as bacterial vaginosis particularly. So we have done this study at UDCT level, and this product has been developed by some of the third year BPharm students. Now this product is basically based on detection of the pH of the urine itself. So you can also do some of the detection of certain enzymes created by the certain microorganisms, specifically the Gardnerella vaginalis. So you can read out this particularly, this is BV. Okay. So I'll take lastly the story of our company, that is the Novitra Lab Private Limited. So we are founded in the year 2017 at Thane itself. So we are focused by providing innovative products to healthcare industry, particularly formulations which is based on scientific knowledge. So we are taking the support of my department, that is Department of Pharmaceutical Science Technology, ICT Mumbai. So we have current 8 products in our portfolio that are innovative in nature and first of its kind in domestic pharmaceutical market. So this is the some of the products, basically the 3 product which is the first of its kind in the market, particularly this Novipiles. Basically this product is vitamin C and proanthocyanidins tablets. Particularly we have a brand name which is registered in Indian territory. Another product, Ventone, which is the first of its kind product for management of varicose veins. It's an herbal tablets and lotion particularly. And luliconazole cream with the brand name Lulivit. So based on the first 2 products, Novipiles and Ventone, we got an startup recognition from the DIPP under healthcare and life science category. So these two products basically, Novipiles and Lulubit. I'll tell you this Novipiles product, which is the one of the most leading product, most innovative product in venoactive category for the management of piles and also the management of varicose veins particularly. It's a colon targeted delivery of vitamin C and proanthocyanidins at the site of action particularly. So we have just made a coating of some of the polymers that can release at the pH more than 7. So basically, we are just releasing the product at a site of action particularly. So this product is one of the leading brand in Maharashtra recommended by the GPs, general practitioners particularly. And I'll tell you the story of this particular luliconazole cream. This particularly drug luliconazole belongs to BCS class 3, okay, having the issue of poor permeability across the stratum corneum. So we simply added one ingredient, lecithin, which is also a permission answer, because when I read the innovator's patent, it's a Japanese molecule. They have added MCT, medium chain triglycerides, and isopropyl myristate to improve the permeation. So instead of the two, I use simple ingredient, one ingredient, that is lecithin, to improve the permeation. And we have also done the clinical study by using the cadaver skin. We found this particular product is almost 2.5 times higher as compared to the existing brands. And simply we are putting the price 150 rupees for 30 grams, because it's very, very important that you have the right technological product but at an affordable price. So that's why the technology and the pricing has combined together. That's why it is one of the most leading product in the antifungal segment. And for the particularly people who are having interest in herbal based medicines, I'll tell you the story of this one of the brand particular, Ventone. Did you know this varicose vein in India itself? Currently, the first preferred option by the doctors is the laser surgery, and which is costing more than 1 lakh rupees per surgery, because there is only one molecule that is currently approved in India is the calcium dobislate, but which is having variable results, right? So basically, I was searching, can we do something for fighting this varicose vein and CVI, chronic venous insufficiency? I found one interesting, promising plant, horse chestnut. It's an Himalayan-based plant. So the nuts of this particular plant, horse chestnut, is having one of the active agent called as acin. And this acin is already approved product in German pharmacopoeia as a 10% mother tincture particularly. So we found lots of data in European countries on this particularly active acin. And when I go deep inside to finding out some of the data, I found that this purified extract, which consists of the two actives, alpha-acin and beta-acin. This alpha-acin is orally active, and the beta-acin is topically active particularly. So there are some of the companies who are selling this plain horse chestnut extract at just price of 2,600 rupees per kg. But this purified extract, I got it from one of the Bangalore-based company. They are selling at an almost 35,000 rupees per kg. You can see what amount of the price they are charging for the purification of the two extracts, alpha and beta acin. So we have taken this from the Bangalore-based company. We have combined this for the oral tablets. We have used alpha acin, and for the lotion we have used beta acin. And along with this, we have another added two ingredients for oral tablets and topical lotion. And we have done some of the clinical studies at ICT Mumbai, and we have filed patent for this particular concept for management of varicose vein. So we are supposed to launch this product in December itself. So this is the first of its kind option for the management of varicose vein in Indian territory. So there's some of the key learnings from the today's session is the need solution product is near to you only. You need to keep your eyes, ears open to select the product fit particularly. As I said, today, since we got at mobile phones and the internets and laptops in everyone's house, the scientific knowledge is open. So we need to dig it out for the backup support and for the market analysis. It is very, very must for the innovative products. And you need to talk to your experts. They are always ready to support and help. So why I said experts? Since your college itself have an IIC, right? Institution Innovation Council. So this committee itself, they nurture you. When you have the rough ideas, they are there to sharp your ideas, because initial ideas, it may be in the crude form. But when you talk to experts, they will give you some of the suggestions, some of the advices to refine the ideas that can suit to the particular market. And you can work with the colleges, laboratories, or you can also take some of the jobs in some of the incubation centers. In Pune itself, there are 3 incubation centers to work with your ideas. Most important, don't forget to take the rights of your intellectual property. You must file the trademarks. You must file the patents. Because when you work for 3.5 years or 3 months, it's not mandatory that you work for 3 years. If you work for 3 months and you get a good product, and when you launch, others are already there to take up your products as a copyright version or the generic version, right? And in India itself, there are many more commercial angles, right? So it is very, very important to select the right regulatory path. Okay. So this product is basically under the cosmetic license, right? Cosmetic license doesn't require stability studies for 6 months. It simply required the approval of active ingredients in India itself, with no requirement of the stability studies. I'll tell you one product. This product, Novapiles, when we have done the particularly all these studies, we found it's very difficult to get license for the particular product, because this proanthocyanidin, though it's the purified form of the grapeseed extract, is not approved in India. So we just simply taken the license under nutraceuticals. For nutraceuticals, you doesn't require any clinical studies. You simply require the nutraceutical to be notified inside the FSSAI, that is Food Safety Standard Authority in India. That's why I said there are many more commercial angles. You need to take the right regulatory path to get approval to particular product. You also require good teamwork. It's a mixed culture for better success for startups, right? You require someone who knows good chemistry of the product. You require someone who can do the operational work. You require someone who require a good marketing of the products. And most importantly, you need someone who can coordinate all this activity, who can get a connection with all these teams. And lastly, I said, never lose hopes, because you are at just finishing your graduation. You have lots of amount of time to learn the great products, to launch the great products. I think this is one of the greatest Hollywood movies I've ever seen, Shawshank Redemption. When you get time, you watch this movie. It is one of the most IMDb rated movie. It's a 9.1 rating by IMDb. When this movie has been launched, it was a failure. It's a flop movie. But today, After 25 years, this is one of the most watched movie in Hollywood. So at the last, the rate says, remember rate. Hope is a good thing, maybe the best of the things, and no good thing ever dies. So never lose your hopes. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Radha?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, sir. The lecture was really motivating and informative. I'm sure that many of us are benefited from this. Now the session is open for question and answers. Students can ask questions directly or in the chat box.
Okay, Santosh, it was a wonderful session. In fact,
Thank you, sir.
Particularly for product improvement, product development, and being pharmacist, how we can make best use of the process technology, the additives, the excipients, and add value to the product, and
Exactly.
also solve lot of changes. I mean, a lot of challenges in process, lot of improvement in terms of bioavailability or elimination of the first part, like dissolving a tablet and in the for vitamin B12 and several other areas you touched upon. And I'm sure our all students must have been motivated and hope that they would think differently out of box, and probably that may lead for further some of the startups, uh, and this is what is our objective of IIC, of S10COP, where we are continuously conducting such kind of sessions and trying to motivate our students, trying to push them to think differently. And it was wonderful to listen you also, and I must appreciate the kind of progress that you have made in couple of years and in smallest of time. That is also going to be inspirational to our students. So
Thank you, sir.
thank you so much for participating, and hope you will also continue your support to our IIC in future too. Thank you so much.
Sure. Yeah.
Thank
Sir, I
Radha,
have one
go ahead.
question. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Sir, no doubt pharma is emerging areas these days. But there is means a problem while we are doing startup is that financial problems, or we can say about the funds we are getting. So if you don't mind telling me how you grab funds for your startup, that is Novetra Labs.
So basically, when I said arranging the funds, right? You need to have something in your hand, right? When you attract the investors, what they will see? First, the idea, and whether the idea has been protected or not. When I was working at the department itself, the concept for this product, Nove Piles, because I was extensively studying this vitamin C, because I shown you one of the product, vitamin C 20%, anhydrous gel. So I know all the chemistry of this vitamin C, where it can be used to develop another products. So I have some of the products. I have a track record for successfully launching this product, right? Though it was for the another company, but it was created by me. And most importantly, for this product also, Novepine, combination of two ingredients. So we have filed a trademark for this particular product. We have also filed a patent for this product, right? And this was filed by taking the support from some of the good lawyers. So when the investor asked do you have protection for your idea? And if you see the particular protection, and if you can present, if this product comes inside the market and it can capture this kinds of volume, they will be definitely putting money inside your startup. So it is for the private investors. But if you have idea itself, there are so many government schemes. If you can visit the National Chemical Laboratory Pune itself, they have one department called a venture center. Okay, so you can write down everyone the name of this venture center. So they can support you from your UG days to develop the product, differentiated product, I'll say, and they will guide right from the sharpening of the idea to filing the patents, and they will also help to meet some of the potential investors, right, to put up the money inside your startups. Because it's one of these venture center. There's another incubation center in Pune University. Okay, you can also take the support from the Pune University department. And there's another one private incubation center, because last week itself I've attended one of the seminar from them. So they can also support to you. So it's very, very important, Radha, to show the protection and the viability of your project inside the market. If the two terms get agreed by the investors, 100% you will get funding. But of course, for the initial, the expense, you need to put up the money from your own pocket, right? So either you can put from your own pocket, or you can ask from your friends or from the relatives. Okay.
Sure, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, another question.
Yeah.
Sir, actually, you told about 3D printing in your seminar. So
Yeah.
I just want to ask how 3D printing can help in manufacturing, or you can say discover, invent medical devices.
So the medical devices itself, there are various aspects of medical devices, right? So it starts from the designing to actually production. There are lots of departments are uh, activated and connected for designing the particular product. This 3D printing, a single machine itself, right from designing to end manufacturing, the single machine can do lots of work. And as I given the example of unit operations, while giving the example of Granules India itself, this 3D printing itself is a very, very emerging field. Okay, this machine can do work of 7 operations in a single unit. Okay, so and it's very, very efficient technology, 3D printing. So that's why this COEP last year has started a PG diploma, because yesterday itself I seen the advertisement from COEP for the PG diploma in 3D printing. Okay. Any more questions?
Thank you, sir.
Students, we are open for the questions. You can unmute yourself and ask your question directly, or you can write in the chat box.
I'll tell you the words of my master's and PhD guide to all the teachers that are currently on this platform. Preeti Madam and Principal Sir.
Yes, sir.
When I joined my master's at ICT in the year 2010, my guide, Professor Punimami, was working on conventional technologies. But there are other professors who are working with the advanced novel technologies, maybe nanoparticles, liposomal technology, all this stuff. But my whole journey at ICT has worked on the conventional products, because my guide says we have lots of problems to be solved for the Indian pharmaceutical industry, because the most of the industry, you can say 90% currently industry is using some of the traditional products. and you must agree with this term. We all are using tablets, capsules, syrups, cream, ointments, right? How many of you seen the products like these nanoparticles, right? Liposomes. Last 6 months, we are seeing the liposomal amphotericin, right? But it was there from last 30 years in the guideline life sciences. So why I said 90%? Because industry is governed by the conventional product itself. And this conventional industry today is having so many problems. And if we can solve these problems of conventional industry, then we can sustain the today's market. Nano and all this stuff is already taken care by the big companies. It may be Novartis, it may be Merck, right? So they are taking care of this all these technologies. But in India, we need to focus on this conventional products. Condition आम्ही जेव्हा मी मराठीत बोलतो सगळ्यांना आम्ही जेव्हा एमफॉर्मला असताना आमच्या मॅडमकडे जायचो ना त्यावेळी की मॅडम नॅनो पार्टिकल्स करूया मॅडम असं करूया मॅडम तसं करूया आमच्या मॅडम आम्हाला सिम्पली एक प्रोडक्टचं एक्झाम्पल घेऊन सांगायचे की टाटाची नॅनो जेव्हा मार्केटमध्ये चालेल तेव्हा तुमचेही नॅनो पार्टिकल मार्केटमध्ये पळतील. Okay.
Yes. Right, sir. Any more questions?
You can
Students?
drop me your questions on my email, or you can simply email me. I can answer to your queries, or your if you require any suggestions from me or any feedback on your ideas, I can also provide. You can write down email also to me.
I can share sir's email ID in the groups, so you can directly write down mail to sir. So if we don't have any questions, can we move ahead? Okay. I request all of you to put your cameras on so we can have a group photograph before we come to end of the program. Keep your camera on. Thank you very much. Over to you, Radha.
Dr. Santosh.
Yes, sir.
Radha?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, someone's mic is on.
1 second. That's better. Moving towards
Now-
the last part of the program. Over to you, Radha.
Yes, ma'am. Now we are moving towards the last segment of the program. It's my privilege to propose a vote of thanks and acknowledge the contribution. I extend my heartfelt thanks to our chief guest who spared time from his busy schedule to address today's session. Today we had an opportunity to hear your thoughts, and this will surely be going to encourage us in our future events. I would like to thank Honorable Professor M. N. Navle, Founder President STES, Dr. Mrs. Sunanda Navle, Ma'am, Founder Secretary STES, Mr. Rohit Navle, Vice President STES, Mrs. Rachna Navle Ashtekar, Vice President Admin STES, and Professor S. N. Navle, Sir, Vice President STES. I extend for providing the platform to conduct such activity. I extend my warm thanks towards our principal Dr. S. D. Savant sir, without whom support program would be impossible. I owe my thanks to Dr. Vandana Nikam ma'am, convener IIC SK and COP, Mrs. Preeti P. Lasure ma'am, social media and activity coordinator IIC for organizing today's webinar. I would like to thank our teaching staff, and I would also like to thank all the students who have been a part of this webinar. Thank you once again.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Gesge sir. Thank you, Saman sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks a lot. Thank you, everyone.
Students, you can exit the meeting and you can join if you have any schedule.